Bam Margera, was forced into rehab last month after he allegedly attacked a woman in his hotel room while on cocaine, Page 6 has exclusively learned. A 911 call we obtained from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office reveals shocking new details about the September 26 incident that resulted in the Jackass star, 42, going into a treatment center. And it's a far cry from the story Margera told TMZ about holding a drink at a casino. Don't forget to watch today's video to the very end to learn why Bam Margera is facing 4 years in prison after attacking a woman. The bizarre incident. They're doing cocaine in the room. The caller, who claims he was there for a pickup order, alleged to the dispatcher, without disclosing which individuals specifically were doing drugs. Then referencing Margera's alleged victim, the caller claimed he attacked her, grabbed her breast, and she said she thinks he tore her implant. The unidentified man claimed there were 2 women in the room with Margera at the time he placed the call around 8:36 a.m. local time, an alleged prostitute and a woman he referred to as Margera's alleged minder, which is a person whose job it is to look after someone. The caller indicated to police that at the time of the 911 call, he had not seen Margera yet today. The alleged minder filled him in on the allegations, he said. Further investigation. The caller described the alleged victim, whose name will not be disclosed out of discretion, as a white woman in her 50s or early 60s. It's unclear from the call, however, which woman the man was referring to. The dispatcher at one point asked the caller whether the victim needed a paramedic, to which the caller replied, "I don't know yet." When asked if Margera was under the influence, the caller said, "Absolutely, there's no question about it," noting again the alleged cocaine use and further claiming, "He's really highly intoxicated." The concerned caller also alleged that there were some mental health issues that contributed to the incident, stating, "He's in severe psychosis, I believe. He's been diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic. He's been diagnosed as bipolar. He's got a long history of mental illness," the man added, alleging, "He's escaped from 3 treatment centers in the last 2 months. That's why there's all these people trying to reel him back in," the caller stated. Bam Margera's response over matter. Amid the new allegations, a rep for Margera released a statement to Page 6. The initial reports of Bam Margera's arrest were reasonably correct. The 911 call is demonstrably and utterly false. Bam was with his aunt in the hotel room. She is a 65-year-old woman who is clean and sober, Margera's rep claims in the statement. The police escorted Bam back to rehab and made no charges whatsoever against him, which demonstrates that the caller who made this claim made a false statement to police. The statement continued, "The allegations are likely made by people who have an axe to grind against Bam in his lawsuit against Paramount. There are multi-million dollars at stake because of the abuse Bam faced at the hands of Paramount and his supposed friends Johnny Knoxville, Spike Jonze, Jeff Tremaine, and others. We are investigating these false allegations and false statements made in the police report and are considering taking action as we learn more against the perpetrator of this false and defamatory report." After police were dispatched to the Don Cesar Hotel for the September 26 incident following an emotional disturbance call, officers found Margera had an ex parte order, which is a judge's order for court-ordered rehabilitation. Page 6 previously learned. When deputies arrived, they were informed that Mr. Margera had an ex parte order. A department spokesperson told us on September 28. Those are taken out by a third party on behalf of the person. Forced transfer to rehab. The transfer to the rehab center was not considered an arrest and no criminal charges were filed. About a week later, Margera told TMZ that police were called after a loved one allegedly saw a picture of him holding what appeared to be a drink at a casino in Florida. He also claimed he was serving a 2-month stint in rehab because he wanted to work on himself so he can see his son and get back to filming. Margera has previously been open about his mental health struggles in the past. He revealed in a September 2019 Instagram post that he had been officially diagnosed with manic bipolar disorder. His mother, April Margera, told Entertainment Tonight in August 2019 after his trespassing arrest, "We just want him to get better and to go back to rehab. He obviously is in some kind of psychosis, and he needs help, and it's obvious to everybody that he's just not okay right now. He hits a wall where he just goes into a bit of a psychotic meltdown and just kind of wigs out," she added. "This is the pattern that we're seeing, and we just have to get past this, and he needs to comply with everything their medical professionals saying." Jackass 4 kick out. More recently, Bam has been in a public dispute with the Jackass 4 producers, including Knoxville, Johns, and Tremaine, whom the stuntman alleged forced him to go to a drug rehab facility before shooting the film. "I went there thinking I was going to do 30 days, but they insisted that I do 90 days, Bam told TMZ in April, adding that it was torture. Johnny Knoxville has broken his silence on accusations from Jackass co-star Bam Margera. In a GQ profile by Sam Shu published on Tuesday, the 50-year-old actor and stuntman opened up a bit about an ongoing feud between the Jackass production and Margera, who has been in and out of rehab a number of times. Margera has been a somewhat regular fixture on TMZ of late, bashing Knoxville and everyone else involved with Jackass 4, including director Jeff Tremaine, after he was fired from the picture. Apparently, Margera broke his contract due to mandates related to his substance abuse. Margera later claimed the expectations were not fair and likened the situation to torture. Knoxville had kept quiet but spoke about the matter with the magazine. "We want Bam to be happy and healthy and get the help he needs," Knoxville said. "We try to push that along. I think that's all I really want to say about it." He later added, "I don't want to get into a public back and forth with Bam. I just want him to get better." Shub says he contacted Margera, who confirmed he was booted off the picture. "It hurts my heart," Margera told Shub, "because I've waited 10 years for this." Margera was a part of the original MTV series and appeared in the previous 3 Jackass films. The huge delay. The much-delayed latest flick in the Jackass franchise is finally set to come out in early 2022, a date Paramount Pictures wants to stick to, despite the best legal efforts of Bam Margera. Margera's lawsuit is baseless, said attorneys for the Viacom CBS-owned studio, MTV, fellow Jackasser Johnny Knoxville, director Jeff Tremaine, EP Spike Jonze and others against the wide-ranging legal action ex-skateboard thrill-seeker Margera filed back in August after being pink-slipped from Jackass Forever. His claims seeking to enjoin Jackass Forever improperly target defendants' protected speech and are precluded as a matter of law. A memorandum accompanying the Jenner and Block LLP pen special motion adds, "This court should strike them." Separate and apart from its legal insufficiency, Margera's complaint is riddled with outright lies. Margera alleges that Knoxville, Tremaine, and Johns accosted him in a rehab facility and browbeat him into signing a draconian sobriety contract. They did not infra 2A, that he was fraudulently induced and coerced into signing his talent agreement with Paramount. He was not infra 2C, that Paramount hired a doctor who forced him to take a cocktail of pills that Paramount supposedly prescribed for him against his will. That is absurd and never happened. Infra at 2B, that he complied with the wellness program, he breached it. Infra at 2D, and that he was terminated for taking Adderall, which he claims was prescribed for him. It was not. He admitted that he bought it off the street. Infra at 2D. The paperwork filed on October 4 in Los Angeles Superior Court declares, the Paramount and Jackass parties want a hearing in front on Judge Robert Draker the day after Halloween to argue their case in person and kick a portion of the Brown George Ross O'Brien, Anagi, and Ella's represented ex-franchise star Bam's claims to the curb. Fired from Jackass Forever in August 2020 because of a violation of the self-described wellness agreement that was mutually agreed upon to keep Margera on the straight and narrow. The Jackass OG hit back with a multi-million-dollar and movie Shuttering 14 claim complaint a couple of months ago. If it wasn't such a potential big-money loss kick in the gut to Paramount, Margera's efforts to stop the movie coming out would be almost laughable, all things considered. With that, we come to the end of this video. Don't forget to join in it next time for more of such interesting content.